Come on, Soda Pop, let's go.
I just don't want that to be part of my 5 minutes.
Right.
Okay. Good evening, I'm Theresa Stehly. And as some of you may know, I was the co-chair of the movement Citizens for Snowgates that was formed about 2.5 years ago. And it was a group of citizens who wanted to bring that issue of snowgate usage in our community to a vote. And I have to give credit to our mayor, Mike Huther, because if you had not tested these, people wouldn't have tasted them and known that they were working. I do think it was important to put it into an ordinance form so that it's part of our city law that they would be used. Before I get into the snowgate issue, I want to talk about the energy I've seen in the past summers that the mayor and our code enforcement department has put into the brochures you've sent out, encouraging people to turn in neighbors who are creating a nuisance. And in those brochures, there's always just encouragement to watch out, be watching out. We want to have a good community, and you have phone numbers there. So it's always right there, easily accessible, user-friendly. And we also have had in the past the pothole hotline. I think, are we still doing that? Yes, okay. So, and again, there's a number you can call and let the city know if there's a problem. So I want to bring the same energy into the snowgate situation. And we kind of I wanted the whole overhead on there, but it's called Snowgates, Winners and Losers this season. As the person who helped with this, I've gotten lots of phone calls and had conversations with people about snowgates. Some people have been very happy with what has happened. Other people have been disappointed in the service that they've received. And as I've had conversations with Galen Huber and Mark Cotter, it's become obvious that there's some inexperience with the drivers, and we have a learning curve that we're working on. And what I'm proposing is that we have an accountability in place, and a way of having accountability with these drivers. I would like to see a number put on each motor grader. I'd like that number to be big enough that we could see that from our windows as they're coming past at night. It would be easy to do with just a black stick-on marking that you would have. And that way I could say, oh gee, I could call and say number 58 did a great job in my driveway. Or number 75 you only did half of the driveway. I've talked with people, and there seems to be some areas get very good service, other areas maybe not as proficient. And I'll relate it to when you're driving behind a semi on the interstate. Have you ever seen that where it says, how's my driving? There's a phone number. I think we all do a little bit better when we think we're being watched. There's a little oversight. So why not have that happening with our motor graders? And then the other thing I'd like to do is have a snowgate hotline. There's been 2 mailings that I've gotten in with my water bill, but there's no phone number and there's no encouragement for us to call in if there's a problem. And I've seen Galen Huber interviewed on Kello, and he didn't mention, and I was very happy with the positive approach he took, but he's not encouraging people to call in. And there needs, just like when you have that nuisance neighbor brochure, you have phone numbers. I'd like to see phone numbers with the snowgate brochures that we do. Yesterday, my co-chair from the snowgate petition drive, Harold Gilsrud, and I met with the street supervisor, Galen Huber, to discuss these issues. Galen assured me that he wants to do everything in his power to give us first-rate top service for all citizens. I also called the company, the Hank Company, yesterday after my conversation with Galen, because he said one of the big problems is that as they're coming around a corner, the first homes on the pass, they do a great job, and then as they're coming, it gets kind of clogged up, and we don't get as satisfactory job done. And I told the company that, and they said they need to be trained, the drivers, to pull back a little bit, empty the snow out, and it should be the same service for everyone on the block. So I know they've been here a few times to train, and Galen said, well, we want to do this quickly, we want to have a fast response. And I said, I think people voted on this. They said, we understand it might take a little more time, but we want it to be done well. So that's I'm requesting that we would do this. I will continue to request that we have some kind of ID on a big ID marker on the motor graders, and then we have that phone number available, and so that as we progress on, it becomes we're all winners in this for all of our citizens. Thank you.
Come on, Soda Pop, let's go. Come on, let's go. Come on.